may be very significant. It may not be because the expression of intent is there. Putin has said through the Kremlin, yes, we will allow these inspectors, which we've blocked for several months now. And so that may happen probably in early September. But we've heard these sorts of promises before. We've really got to wait to see what actually happens on the ground. And the stakes could hardly be higher because you've got a war going on in Europe between these two sides. Of course, we've been supporting the Ukrainians and there are front lines there. But there's no front line against a nuclear cloud that would inevitably drift probably to Western Europe and also to Russia. It would harm everybody in a way that we can't possibly calculate. So the fact that the Russians control that plant now, they claim that the Ukrainians have been doing the shelling. The Ukrainians say, no, it's the other way around, and that the Russians have turned that effectively into a military camp. And they are endangering the future, the lives, not just of Ukrainians and Russians, but many Europeans, perhaps millions of Europeans as well. That is still an extremely dangerous and contentious area that is not necessarily going to be solved by this inspection. However, it is progress. At least the Russians are saying, yes, you can come on down, but we have not yet seen exactly how that's going to be arranged, because previously the Russians have said, no, you can't come, it's too dangerous. So now we wait and see if there's actually going to happen.
As you say, Phil, the stakes couldn't be higher, and of course the concerns are around the integrity of that nuclear plant. It is a significant plant. Just how risky is this situation given, you know, the concerns around the cooling system there, what it might mean if that power is shut down, and of course we do have armed conflict in the vicinity? Absolutely.
It's a almost perfect storm. You have a situation where the Russians have literally at gunpoint forced the Ukrainian workers to keep the plant going. They would do that anyway because they know what's at stake, not just for them but for the whole world. But you've then got a war in and around that plant, and we've had parts of that plant, not the reactors itself, but parts of that plant, particularly early on in the conflict, were actually hit, were on fire, now causing massive panic throughout the world there for a few hours. You've got still a line, a distinct line, which it's right at the interface of the battle between the Ukrainians and the Russians. And that war is not going away. So the only thing that can really happen in a very positive sense, if these inspectors can come in and say, well, look, you've got to agree that this is a demilitarised area. You've got to all pull back. You've got to all agree not to fire against one another in this area. Unless they can get that sort of agreement, then there's always that possibility of an accident. And that accident doesn't necessarily even have to hit the actual reactors themselves. There are fuel rod dumps, areas that are supposedly safe in normal times, but these are not normal times. And if that was hit by mortar fire or by missiles, they too could create an incredibly dangerous situation for the whole of Europe.